Husky fans, welcome into another edition of NIU Weekly. I'm Andy Garcia, alongside the Associate Vice President and Director of Athletics at NIU, Sean T. Frazier. Sean, it's great to be with you. Episode 4 of the virtual NIU Weekly. It's great to be back with you, and I hope the family is safe and healthy.
Yeah, everybody's good. You know, just getting a little bit feisty. A little feisty going on in the house right now. You know, you get to a certain point and you see the same. It's almost like Groundhog Day a little bit, Andy. So, yeah, a little feisty, a little energy. We're doing a lot more things together. I'm forcing people outside. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. I hope you're doing well.
No, we're doing well. With the weather being better, the kids are outside. Get outside, be active, and that's what we're doing. And I hope a lot of the other families are doing that and staying safe and strong. Again, another great opportunity to reach out to you, Sean, and talk to you, but also another head coach. And we're going to talk volleyball today with Ray Gooden, Huskies head coach, volleyball. We're going to talk to him and talk about how his team has had to adapt to all this as they get ready for the 2020 season coming up in the fall. And, Sean, it's been a couple of weeks since we've talked to you about what's been going on, the meetings you've been in, not just at NIU, but with the conference and everything going on with the community. If you can just kind of just give us just what you've been up to and some of the meetings you've been in.
Yeah, a lot of meetings, obviously, just like this. You know, talking with conference commissioner, conference athletic directors, NCAA legislation, obviously the name, image, and likeness conversations that continue to go on with the NCAA. Taking a look at the different waiver processes, around our student athlete welfare, just the overall gathering of information, and then disseminating that information back down to the campus as well as to our coaches, and to our administrators. So a lot of stuff, a lot of topics, a lot of issues, a lot of things that I can go in the weeds about. But I think just a 50,000-foot view of it is that a lot of information with a lot of detail that has to be consumed in a way where comprehension is job one. So that's kind of what it is, but from the NCAA, the campus related, and the conference related. So that's what I've been doing day in and day out.
I know it just continues, right? Just continues each day and see what happens. As you always say, and we've heard, it's such a fluid situation. You never know what's going to happen hour to hour, let alone day to day. And I also wanted to talk to you about, we're starting to see other sports, baseball, basketball, thinking about what they want to do. For you and your staff, and how you guys are getting ready for the fall, are there 3 or 4 different contingency plans that you guys have in place? Is there a committee? What are you guys doing internal when you start to see that these other sports are starting maybe to happen, and there might be a light at the end of the tunnel, and you guys might be able to at least start some of the fall athletics and have a season in the fall?
Yeah, I think that the bigger issue here, and I'm learning from the leaders that are out there, the first responders and the folks that are talking about COVID-19. What I don't want to do is promise something I can't deliver. I think the biggest thing is that people, because they want information, they want the change to happen, they want the COVID-19 thing to go away. It's not going to go away just because me, myself, and I want it to go away, right? So I think it's important to be able to talk from experience. It's also important to make sure that we extract information from the folks that do know, our clinicians, our first responders, our individuals that have a background in infectious diseases, all the things that, quite frankly, I don't have an expertise about. Then I need to take that information and then put that with our timelines, our models, our possibilities, our scenarios. So all that needs to be done. So what I do at the end of the day, I know what I don't know, and then I can give the information that I do know as it relates to the information that I receive. So I think to be a good leader here is to say, listen, it is too early to make any determination of what is going to happen in the fall. Okay, I think some institutions across the country have made a decree and said, yeah, okay, we're going to have no face-to-face instruction, but we might mix it up with a little face-to-face instruction. That basically tells me that we still don't know. I think for us right now, we can't make that determination. And it's going to have to go into June before we can say, hey, this is where we are, because we're still beholding to what is happening with COVID-19 and the spread of the virus. So that's what I do know. And I do know that I can press a button tomorrow and be ready for fall because we are now planning and have put all those things in places for us to be able to operationalize that once we're given the go-ahead. So I hope I answered your question.
That's good. One of the seasons wanting to get ready and have a fall season is volleyball. And their head coach, Ray Gooden, is about to join us, the elder statesman of Huskie head coach. And I'm glad to see you. Great to see you, Coach. And I'm also very happy of the three of us. I still have hair. So that's a positive for me.
Hey, I came on this show not to be browbeaten by the one who has hair, all right? Leave us alone, all right? How about that?
Coach, it's great to be with you, and I hope you're healthy and the family's safe and healthy. And it's great to talk to you as, again, how your team's got to adapt. How have you guys tried to adapt about how we're going through this?
Well, it's great to be here, Andy. And, like Sean was saying, I didn't bring my hat to cover my little spot there to get off the sun. I think the biggest thing for everybody is learning the ability to adapt. For sure as a coach, I miss teaching. I miss being in a gym. Our kids miss it as well. But I think our kids have done the best they possibly can be, with not only the volleyball part of things, but just the academic things as well. Going from physical classrooms to virtual class learning and things along those lines. But I think they've done the best job that they possibly could be.
Sean?
Yeah, so, talk a little bit about that. We gave you grandpa status as your tenure here. I don't see you as that, but I will say that you have the pulse of what's going on. You've been here long enough to know what's going on in our department, and you've seen ADs and you've seen administrators and the like. So give us your take about what's going on, the COVID-19 crisis, the effect on you specifically, your program, and then give us a little bit of, what's happening in the department, a little inside look so our viewers can kind of soak that in.
Well, I think the word we talked about before to open up was adapt, and you can either be, you can find either excuses or find solutions. And I think we're trying to find solutions as much as we possibly can. I think the hardest part for anybody in our positions, in leadership positions, is usually they come to us for answers, and to be able to try to find answers in these types of times has been very, very challenging. I commend Sean, and all of our administration, and upper leadership, just trying to keep everybody in a way where the sky isn't falling. We're going to try to find ways to make things happen. There are going to be some changes. There are going to be some things to go through, but we're still going to be able to fight, still going to be able to battle through, and still have a good experience for our kids. And then with our kids, I think it's the same thing. It's being able to articulate to them that, hey, we can find ways to make things work as opposed to finding excuses why they can't. And I commend our group with it, but I would say the same for all the coaches here at NIU. I think it's great for what we're able to do under these tough times.
Many fans may not know, but just like football, volleyball's got like a spring practice where you guys have spring stuff that goes on, but different than football, you guys get to play other teams and other programs. How much were you able to do that? And how much going into the fall, does that hurt your program not being able to have some of that stuff in the spring?
Well, so our volleyball spring is equivalent to fall ball, and you are right. We get a chance to play other teams. Unfortunately, we didn't get a chance to, because usually we play after spring break. Usually we start, in that time period. We start off with our South Valley spring tournament. We host another tournament. We'll play somewhere else. We were unfortunately unable to do that. Our kids got in the gym. Were able to get some reps. But again, it's really, the ability to go in there and learn. At NIU, our kids aren't blue chip kids. They are development kids. They come and they develop over a period of time. They end, much better than they came in. And so we have a lot of young kids in our team. We've been going through a young cycle for the past 3 years, where now our sophomores are becoming juniors and our juniors are becoming seniors. And so this was really the time for them to kind of take that next step. Unfortunately, we couldn't do it on the court, but again, we're trying to find ways to do it, virtually somehow, some way. But we do want that experience. We want those game reps. We want the ability to get better in the gym. But again, we're going to try to find ways to do it the best way we possibly can.
Sean?
Talk a little bit about the recruiting process, because I know we've had our some coaches on so far, and they've given us like a detailed a synopsis about how much it's changed. Talk to us as it relates to volleyball and obviously going into the fall and the process and all that. Take us to an inside view of your process of recruitment for both the kids that are coming in that you've already done, and then just keeping contact.
Well, so let's eliminate the current state of affairs right now and just talk in general about what we try to do. We recruit a lot of players that are younger in age. They're freshmen, they're sophomores. By the time they're juniors and seniors, it's more of a formality than it is anything else. With the recent rule changes, things have kind of slowed down, which is good for us. And we get a chance to talk to a 16-year-old as opposed to a 14-year-old. A prospective student athlete and a family that's a little bit more in tune with the process, as opposed to just having, just a kind of like that, deer in the headlights kind of look. So we've been working through that process, and now with the changes, now we're working through some things a little virtually. We recruited a kid to commit to NIU virtually. Had a chance to do the best we possibly could with the technology we had available. Some of our other players that we've been recruiting, we've had relationships with them over a period of time. So we've already been to the point where they come to see campus. They understand what our program's been. They know what it's about. And as we move forward, we're going to find ways to maximize the best way we possibly can NIU and our volleyball program.
This is NIU Weekly. I'm Andy Garcia alongside Sean T. Frazier and Huskie head volleyball coach Ray Gooden, episode 4. Glad you could join us. Appreciate watching. And coach, you did not graduate a lot from your roster. You had a lot of youth that played a lot, some big numbers from them, a lot of game experience. Talk a little bit about what your roster could look like in the fall.
Yeah, we lost, 2 to graduation. We've got a really big core coming back, and that was back to the spring conversation about how we were really excited about that group. We've also added in some kids who I think have the potential and the experience to help us. Those are the things that you're always looking for. Definitely experience of, playing for national championships, for state championships, being one of the top teams in the country, but also have the potential to help our group out, not only in the future, but also right away. And with the core group we have, we feel, a lot better about them. It's been nice to see them grow and progress. And there's been growing pains, not going to lie. But we also see the potential in our group. There's some kids that can do some good things. And when we're able to put it together, we do some pretty good things as a group.
Sean?
So the inside look, right? We want to know what's going on with Coach Gooden. What's happening in the family? What's happening at home? What's happening in your personal life? I think it's important for our viewers, Huskie Nation, to get a little sample of asked our coaches, what they've been dealing in their home life. Can you give us a little bit of a picture of what's happening with you?
Well, Sean, Andy, I've spent more weekends in my house, over the past couple than I have probably in the last 10 years. My yard looks like a yard. My garage looks like a garage. I now know who my neighbors are, and they are happy to know that the yard looks like a yard and everything else. You know what I mean? And so that part's definitely different. Trying to help my kids whenever I possibly can, because they're going through, kids are 12, 11, and 5. And so for them to really have a handle on all this is really unique. In their minds, they're losing a play they had a chance to be in it, an opportunity to play in a baseball game or a softball or soccer game, or just see their friends in preschool. So to be able to work through that is a challenge. But I think that they're doing the best that they possibly can. And then for me, I've been fortunate. NIU's done so many good things for me. I've been a part of it, and volleyball's done so many good things where not only do I coach at NIU and I represent them as a volleyball coach, but I have other things that I'm a part of that help expand my brand, but also help expand the brand for NIU. Those things have all, they've all kind of come to a halt. And now it's a matter of trying to figure out, how do I recreate myself? How do I get myself prepared for when the button is pushed for us to go back and do it? We can hit the ground running. But I've learned, I've read more books or listened to more books on tape. I've watched a lot more, development videos and different types of things. I would find, other areas to try to improve myself instead of just sitting back and doing nothing.
And you have a new staff member on your staff this year. And again, trying to go through that and now just doing it virtually. Because would you guys be at tournaments at this point too, Coach? Because you guys would be around a little bit too with tournaments, and you also have a new staff member. That'd be great.
Right. So recruiting wise, this would be our quiet period. The month of May is our quiet period up until it would have been June 4th. So we would be doing some of these things right now, getting a chance to just kind of take a breath after grinding for 6 weeks. So we're in that normal phase. Now we brought in Morgan Salo. Morgan has, playing experience at Wisconsin. And I think Sean is aware of that from those days. Has been coaching in college for, over 10 years. I mean, brings a lot of experience, helps us out a lot. Going to do a really nice job, I think, just with our group in general, but also with the middle hitters in particular. And it's nice just to have that new face to kind of bring in ideas and continue to help us grow and get better. So, as we would move through, June would be our next phase of really getting into it. We would be grinding from June through July with tournaments, and then we'd have camp, and then we'd start our season and everything like that.
Sean.
Yeah, so a lot of going on, with the new staff, in the process of, trying to gel everything together. What are some of your expectations for the season? I want to say I pressed the button. We're back. What's the expectations?
We got to get after it, and there is a standard, and we have to live up to, and we haven't, and we need to right now. And our kids understand that, our group understands that, and there are no excuses for it except for the fact that we need to turn some of those learning moments into positive outcomes. And we've been in a lot of those situations where we've lost 26-24, 25-23. We're a swing or two away. And so now those freshmen are sophomores and so on and so forth. And we've built a schedule. We feel that helps us compete against those teams at those levels to help us get ready for conference, because that's the end goal. Our goal always is to play in December. That's postseason. Our goal is always to be top 4. And especially now with conference, that it's built that way to where we need to be top 4. All those things are in place. But we're going to have to try to do it the best way we possibly can, as safely as we can, moving forward. And while we're doing it, if I can jump in real quick,
of course,
I want to throw a shout out to our performance staff, to our training staff. I think those guys have done an amazing job trying to help our group the best way they possibly can. Again, there are no excuses right now. We're finding ways to adapt. Home workouts. Being able to take care of ourselves, not only physically but also mentally. Those things are really big. It's really big. So our family continues to operate as much as we possibly can as a family. So I really want to make sure I commend those guys for helping us out with our volleyball program.
No doubt about it. Coach, I want to end with kind of how I've ended with other head coaches and just give you a chance to talk to the fans. You have some great fans. Victory Court, always a tough place to play, and it's because of the fans that show up day in and day out. I just want to just give you the podium and just let you talk to the Husky fans out there.
Yeah, first of all, as always, Huskies are always supportive of each other, and they never quit. And for years, going almost here on 2 decades of doing this, I can't be more thankful, more proud for being here at NIU. And I really am thankful for all the fans and supporters that are here. As we're going through this right now, it's for sure a unique time, but we definitely we still find the good out of people, and there's still so much good that there is to be in Husky. Victory Court's an awesome place to play. We love being there. We're the only volleyball centric facility in our league, and when we get that place rocking, with you there doing the broadcast and Sean's support and everybody else being there, that place is an amazing place. And so we're looking forward, as always, to another really good year. We're bringing in some positive teams here that are going to help us get ready for our conference season, and league will be a big challenge. But again, it can't happen without the support of the Husky fans.
Coach, I can't wait. I hope we're back having broadcasts. Hope we're able to get back in the fall, and really looking forward to the 2020 volleyball season. Great to have a chance to talk to you, and good luck, and hopefully I can see you in person very soon.
Thanks, man. You too. I want to see that little rim back there. I want to get there dunking back behind me at some point soon. You know what I'm saying? Be good to go, man. Good. It's really good seeing you guys. Appreciate it. All right, take care.
Thank you.
That's head coach Ray Gooden, volleyball. Always great to talk to him, Sean. And again, we are looking forward to what they're going to be able to do in the upcoming 2020 season. As we wrap things up, Sean, more things have come out about Big Three Bash starting on June 10th. It's June 10th through June 19th, a silent auction. I know there's a lot of different items that'll be up for grabs, different types of, maybe even conversations with maybe legends like Jordan Lynch you can win. So there's more coming out, NIUHuskies.com. You'll see more information, but Big Three Bash, again, the most important part really to the student athletes, the fundraising event of the year for NIU athletics. And I know you are so pumped to get that thing going.
No question about it. We're excited about it. Obviously, we'll kick it off with some high energy on the 10th, and it'll go through the 19th. And I think that the biggest issue there is that, this is an opportunity for Huskies to continue to support. We have need, and the student athlete experience is job one for us. So this is a way to do that. I think you're going to really like what's going on. There's going to be some conversations and some things and types of engagement activity that we probably could not do face-to-face. So we're going to do this in a really special way. So I don't want to steal all of it, but it's going to be a really good look into our past, our present, and our future. So just to give you a little teaser there, it's going to be some good stuff.
Yeah, again, NIUHuskies.com, all the information. Big Three Bash, virtual style, June 10th to the 19th. So if you can get on, again, need the support. No question about it. We need all the Husky fans to get out there and support with these silent auction items. Sean, wrap things up. Great to talk to Ray Gooden. Great to just hear what's going on about NIU. And I think you said it earlier, like we want things to come back. We want sports. We want everything to be good, but we need it to be in a safe and a healthy environment. And, fingers crossed, that's what we continue to hope for moving forward.
Yes, no question. It's all about the health and safety. I know there's a lot of questions and uncertainty and fluidness. But we don't want to under-deliver on some things. And quite frankly, we need to talk from experience. So, we just don't know at this stage right now what's going to happen in the fall. We are planning for the best, hope for the best, planning for the worst, whatever you want to, whatever moniker you want to put on it. But the good news is that we have great people behind the scenes and out front that are going to make it happen for our Huskies. There's no question about it.
Special thanks to Ray Gooden, Huskies head volleyball coach, for joining us. And also, Sean, stay healthy, and I'll talk to you next week.
I appreciate it, Andy. You do the same, my brother.
For Sean T. Frazier, I'm Andy Garcia. Thank you for watching NIU Weekly. We'll talk to you again next week. Go Huskies.